Hey everyone, I'm Sison, and today we're taking a look at the Samyang 45mm F1.8 lens for the Sony E-mount system. Alright, so I recently came back from Korea a few weeks ago and actually was able to take the 45mm F1.8 with me. To be honest, I actually loved it so much that I couldn't stop shooting with it because of its focal length and because of its f1.8 aperture. Now here are a few shots that I've taken whilst in Korea, and if you don't know, it is also called Rokinon in some parts of the world, mainly the US, but this is actually a very good street photography lens, great for portraits as well and good for scenic shots, although they are not limited to those applications. Now if you're using it on an APS-C format, it is going to be a 62.5mm lens, so that's if you're using it on an A6400, A6000 or any other crop sensor camera. If anything, this is a lens that I think is going to be well valued, especially when compared to other lenses that are currently on the market, and it's not too big and not too heavy. Alright, so just to quickly show you around the lens, it is fairly simple, just like Samyang's other lenses. So as you can see, it does have a plastic barrel type lens hood. It isn't too big, it isn't too long, so it's not going to add too much weight or too much size to your kit. And it does have that nice cinnabar ring that wraps around it, and of course a focusing ring which will make it easy to manually focus. It is a bit loose in my opinion, not like the other lenses that I've actually played around with when it comes to Samyang's range, but it does have electronic contacts to communicate with the camera that you are using. So there is no weather seals unfortunately, so best be careful if you are shooting this in adverse conditions. And it does also take 49mm filter threads. In terms of its minimum focusing distance, it is a respectable 45 centimeters. Now after taking this lens to Korea and various parts in Sydney, there are a few things that I do love about this lens. So one being its weight. It only weighs 162 grams, so that's fairly light, especially when used with the A7 III for travel shots, street photography, and anything else like that. In terms of focusing, it is fairly quick, not the fastest to focus, but it did work a treat, especially when I was trying to take some quick shots of people like walking around, and it was, like I said, unobtrusive to take a few photos of people. The f1.8 aperture does make things easier when I'm shooting in different lighting conditions where it could be dimly lit, and of course it does help with achieving that nice and smooth bokeh where the lens actually has a 9-bladed aperture system. When it comes down to using the lens with the A7 III, it isn't too front heavy. It actually feels very solid in the hand, and having that feel, especially when you're walking around, does make things easier. Now with the focus ring, it is focused by wire, so no hard stops unfortunately, but you know, it is something that people can get used to, especially when they are shooting video. Now one thing that Samyang does, I guess in a way is a bit of a caveat, is that if you are updating the lens in terms of firmware, you do need to get the docking station. It can't be updated through the camera, so that's a bit unfortunate. But if you need to get the docking station, I do have an affiliate link which is down in the description down below if you need to do so. Now when it comes to image quality, it was really sharp, especially in the centers. There was a good amount of contrast and colors that were exhibited in the photos, and there was so much detail as well, especially when stopped down. Now shooting in the f1.8 aperture, like I said earlier, does make it easier for low light conditions. If you did want to get the most out of the lens, I'd say stopping it down to about f2.8 to about f4 does make the lens really shine, and there is a bit of vignetting and flare that you get in the photos, but some would say it adds to the flavor of the lens. But if you do find that a bit of a hindrance, you can always correct it in post. Now in terms of value for money, it is very well priced. Equivalent would be possibly the Sony 50mm f1.8. But in saying that, if it was between the Sony and the Samyang, I'd definitely go with the Samyang because it is slightly wider for my personal taste, and it definitely is faster and a lot quieter, especially when shooting for video. Okay, so that's about it from me. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram for more sample photos and photo updates of this lens. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Samyang lens reviews and tutorials. Also, don't forget to take a look in the description down below for more information about the lens, as well as affiliate links that do help support my channel and future projects going forward. Until then, happy shooting and thanks for watching.